Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Solidity programming language which we'll be using to write smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. Before starting, I'd like to quickly introduce myself. I'm Amrisha Kakuti and I'm working as a software engineer at Kpro Solutions Private Limited. Kpro is a leading provider in Datalake, cloud implementations, IoT, blockchain, analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and mobile application development. So without any further ado, let's get started with today's video. So the topics we'll be covering in this video are Ethereum virtual machine, Solidity and Solidity files, Pragma, comments, and finally the import statement. So let us start with what is the Ethereum virtual machine. So Solidity is a programming language that targets the Ethereum virtual machine. The functionality of the Ethereum blockchain is extended by writing and executing codes known as smart contracts. The code in the smart contracts is executed by the Ethereum virtual machine. These smart contracts are written in Solidity language. Although EVM does not understand this high-level language, but it understands the low-level bytecodes. So the compiler which is used to convert this high-level language to the EVM understandable bytecode is known as a Solidity compiler or SolC. So if you want help regarding installation of the Solidity compiler and any other dependency regarding implementation of smart contracts, you can refer to my other video on dependency installation, whose link I have provided in the description below. So the Solidity code, when compiled by the Solidity compiler, is converted to the EVM understandable bytecode and is finally deployed and executed on the Ethereum virtual machine. Next, let us see Solidity and Solidity files. So Solidity is a statically typed, case-sensitive and object-oriented programming language. Even in Solidity, the statement terminator is semicolon. Solidity code is written in Solidity files that have the extension .sol. So these are human-readable text files that can be opened as normal text files in any editor including Notepad. Solidity file is composed of the following 4 high-level constructs. So the first one is Pragma, comments, import, and contracts or libraries or interface. So we'll be covering the first 3 points, that is the first 3 high-level constructs in this video, and we'll be covering the next, that is contracts, in our next video. So let us start with what is Pragma. So this is what the Pragma syntax look like. So Pragma Solidity and we give the version number here. So Pragma is the first line of the code in the Solidity file. It is a directive that specifies the compiler version to be used for the Solidity file in use. So before moving any further, let us see how do we deploy smart contracts on the Remix browser. So the Remix is an online IDE which was created by the Ethereum Foundation and is used for programming and debugging and deployment of the Ethereum smart contracts. So you can access the Remix editor online. So just open the browser and here you go to this remix.ethereum.org site. So once the online Remix editor opens, you will see somewhat like this. So you can write a new contract by clicking on this plus sign and you just name the contract. So I'll name it as Hello World. Okay. So here you can see it has an extension of .sol. So that means that this contract is written in Solidity. So whatever contract I'll be writing, the language I'll be using is Solidity. So what did I say? Pragma is the first line of the code. So how do we write Pragma? So we write Pragma Solidity and we give the version number. That is 0.5.0. Okay. So this is how we write the Pragma. Now let me go back to my slides. So every time a new update is made on the language, it comes out with a new version. So if we want to see what is the current version, let me go back to the Remix browser and here you can see the current version is 0.5.2. Okay. So the version number, let me go back to my slides again. So the version number comprises of two numbers, that is major build and minor build. So let us see what is major build and minor build is. So if I go back here, so here you can see this 5. This 5 is known as the major build and the 0 is known as the minor build. So this major build tells us about some significant changes that happened, and this minor build tells us about some fewer or no breaking changes. Again, let us go back to our slides. So the symbol is known as caret. So let me go back to the Remix browser again. So here you can see this symbol is known as caret and it is optional. So if you can put it or you may ignore it, but it plays an important role. So if we put this caret symbol, it refers to the latest version within a major build. So since I have given this caret symbol and given the major build as 0.5.0, so it will refer to the latest version within this major build. Okay, so it will refer to the latest version within this major build, so it will refer to the latest version, that is 0.5.2. okay, and targets only that major build, and file will compile with only the compiler with that major build. So now, I have selected the current compiler as 0.5.2. For example, I am selecting a compiler of older version. So for example, of 4 major build. Okay, for example, I'm selecting this. Let the compiler get loaded. So here you can see it's giving us an error. So this file or the whatever code I'll be writing here, this will be compiled with the compiler with only this 5 major builds. So let me make the compiler with the 5 major builds. So I'll just put this again back. Now let it get loaded. So once it gets loaded, you can see that the error is gone. So this is all about the first line of the smart contract, that is Pragma. Next, let us talk about comments. So like any other programming language, even Solidity has the facility to comment code. So there are the following 3 types of comments. So the first one is single line comments, and it is denoted by /. Let me go back to the Remix browser. So if we have to write the comment, I'll just click here. So for example, I'm writing the contract definition. So we write the contract definition as a contract and we write the name of the contract. So I'll just put it hello world. Okay, and within the curly braces we'll write everything regarding the contract. Okay, so the single line comment is denoted by this. So this, I'll just write it, this is a single line comment. Okay, next, multi-line comment. So it is denoted by /* and //. Let's see. So let us write a multi-line comment now, / and *. So this is a multi-line comment. I'll close it with //. So this is how we write the multi-line comment. And the third one is the Ethereum natural specification. So it has 2 formats, that is triple slashes for single line and /** and // for multi-line comments. So it is basically used for documentation purposes and it has its own specifications. So this is all about the comments in Solidity. Next, let us talk about the import statement. So this is what the syntax look like, that is import and the file name. Okay. So the import keyword helps import other Solidity files and we can access its code within the current Solidity file and code. This helps us write modular Solidity code. File names can be fully explicit or implicit paths. And here the / is used for separating directories and files. Dot is used to refer to the current directory and .. is used to refer to the parent directory. So we'll be talking more about this import statement in our upcoming videos. Now let us have a quick recap of the topics that we have covered in this video. In the beginning, we talked about the Ethereum virtual machine. Then we talked about Solidity and Solidity files. Then we talked about Pragma, that is the first line of the smart contract. Then we talked about comments. And finally, we talked about the import statement. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, that is Introduction to Solidity Part 2, the topics I'll be covering are: what's a contract, structure of a contract, state variables, structure, modifiers, events, enumeration, and finally functions. Kindly provide your valuable feedback in the comment section below and let us know of any topic you want us to make a video of or any issue you might be facing in your project. You may write to us at feedback@kpro.co.in. You can also subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more about technologies like cloud, data science, ETL, data lake, DevOps, big data testing, cloud testing, etc. And you can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Thank you very much. Let's keep learning.